Let's take a moment and look at coterminal and related angles. So angles are something that we've been drawing before in previous math classes. To start with, whenever we talk about drawing an angle on a grid, we always start on the positive x-axis, and then we rotate counterclockwise with our terminal arm, as you can see from the diagram. Your vertex of your angle is just the point at where the terminal arm and the initial arm come together to create the angle. So that's your vertex, and it'll be at 0, 0. It'll lie at the origin. And so the angle always will fall in between that positive x-axis and wherever the terminal arm lies. Now, when you actually rotate something past 90 degrees, you end up with two angles. One angle that is your principal angle, and the other which is your related acute angle. So theta is in standard position. It's your principal angle. So it's the main angle that you're starting with. Notice it began on the positive x-axis, rotated counterclockwise, and so theta is what we call our principal angle. Now the other angle that happens to occur is the angle that is created from taking your terminal arm, and it's the angle that's created with the negative x-axis. Now, this angle in here, actually, they called it beta. And sorry about that, but beta is just kind of should be moved. Oh, it's all connected. Okay, so beta is actually down in here, beta. Okay, so that's the angle that's created with your negative x-axis. And that angle is called your related acute angle. So it's not your principal angle. It might not be the angle that you were given, but it is the acute related angle that occurs with your negative part of your x-axis or your positive part of your x-axis if it ends up down into the fourth quadrant. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. We always want to make sure that your related acute angle should be less than 90 degrees. It should definitely not be greater than 90 degrees. And it's always measured from your x-axis. Okay, so given the following principal angles, determine the related acute angle. So what you would like to do is draw your angle out on a grid. Start with a grid. And then we are going to go counterclockwise from our positive x-axis to 140 degrees. 140 degrees is going to land me somewhere here into my second quadrant because I know up to my y-axis is 90 degrees. Then I have to add another 50. So this gives me 140 degrees. My related acute angle is the angle down here that is made from the negative x-axis. And I know if I had gone all the way around to the negative x-axis, I would have gone 180 degrees. So this little piece in here must be 180 minus that 140 must be 40 degrees. So maybe I shouldn't use theta again since we've already used theta. So let me use beta. So beta is there, and it would be 40 degrees. Okay, let's try now. What if theta equaled 200? So I'm just going to create another grid. Okay, so what if it's 200? So 200, again, we start on the positive x-axis. I go all the way over here. I'm at 180. I need to go just a little bit further, and we end up here. So that's 200 degrees. So the angle I'm looking for is right there. It's the one that's created with the negative x-axis. And so I know from the positive x-axis to the negative x-axis that it is 180 degrees. So 200 minus 180, 20 degrees. Beta must be 20 degrees, since it went 20 degrees past our negative x-axis. Okay, 500. Whew, 500. So that's a big angle. So let's see. If I go here, I'm at 90, 180, 270, 360, 450, and up. I am at 500 degrees. That is just, look how we had to go around a full circle and then some. Okay, so the related acute angle that I'm looking for is going to be this beta down here in the corner. So from here to here. I had said when we went around all the way back to the x-axis was 360. Then we added another 90. So up to here it was 450. And then this part got us to 500. So this little sliver here must be 50 degrees. So 180, oops, not 180. We're going to go 100. No, we're not going to do that too. Sorry. We're going to go 90 degrees. And I subtract that 50, which means beta must be 40 degrees. All right, and the last one is negative 200. So negative 200, bring it over here. Negative 200 means we are going to start again on the x-axis, but instead of going counterclockwise, we're going to go clockwise. That shows negative. So we'll begin here. So this is negative 90, negative 180, negative 200, right there. My related acute angle that I'm looking for is right down in there. So it's that little angle in there. I know that we did 180 and then we went a little bit further to 200. So if I subtract out that 180, I get 20 degrees. So beta must be 20 degrees. Okay, using or being able to find our related acute angles is super important. It is a skill that we are going to use over and over again in this chapter. And so definitely do some practice. Your next thing, though, is to look at an investigation, which should be a handout in your Google Classroom.